Welcome friends. In marketing of service, up till now we have discussed the different types of services. We started with the definition and we talked about trends. Then we moved over to the classification of services and we talked about the comparison between goods and services. We talked about service mix categories, the different characteristics of services, and what are the marketing implications of each of these characteristics. And then we moved over to our discussion on the 7 P's of service marketing. And as far as the first P is concerned, that is the service product. The second P, that is the price. And the third P, that is the place. We have already covered this in earlier lectures. Today we are going to discuss the fourth P, wherein we are going to talk about the promotion. You know already that fourth P is the promotion. Now, how do you promote your service product, right? You would recall that we had discussed this earlier also in marketing management as well as advertising and sales management, that promotion mix basically consists of 5 different tools. For example, we have advertising, we have sales promotion, we have direct marketing, we have personal selling, and then publicity and public relations. So basically we have got 5 different tools. So today we are going to discuss all of these tools one by one, and to bring home my point, I would be again taking examples of the print ads to let you understand how we make use of different tools in the promotion mix to promote our service product, right? So first thing that you need to do, I hope you recall, that the services are intangible. You cannot experience them until and unless you have actually received them. You cannot see them, you cannot touch them, you can only feel them, right? So they are intangible in nature and you have got to tangibilize. We talked about this when we talked about the marketing implication of intangibility. We said you tangibilize the intangible service through your people, through your building, the way it looks, through the brand name that you have or the trademark that you have. There are so many things which you can use. So here we are going to make use of, we are going to discuss the same point, how to tangibilize cues, and we are going to take up some examples. Have a look at this. Life Insurance Corporation of India. It provides life insurance services. And now please understand, it is a PSU, government organization it is. And now please understand, have a look at this particular logo here that they have used. You see that the 2 hands are protecting the flame. दिए को बुझने से रोक रहे हैं 2 हाथ. And this is how they are tangibilizing what they are offering. They are giving us a tangible idea as to what is their job. You are the diya, the customer is the diya in this case. And the hands which are being protective about the flame, they are basically nothing but they are symbols for LIC. So LIC would, just like 2 hands are protecting the flame of the diya, just like that LIC would protect you also. That is what they are saying, and this is how they are tangibilizing their offering. Now have a look at this. I'm sorry for this. Have a look at this. This is FedEx, basically a brand, and they are known as logistic service provider. So you use them when you have to send across some package, right? And you can use them to send packages across continents. And see what they've done here. They've shown the map of the world, and from here, and probably they must have come up with this ad for Indian and South Asian region. So there is one individual located somewhere near India or Bangladesh, and the other individual located somewhere in Australia. This is Australian continent, I hope you understand. And this is the Asian continent, and this is India. And what they're saying is that FedEx will make things so easy for you. If you have to send across some package, it would be just like sending the package to somebody next door. Just like these 2 people are exchanging this particular item with ease, just like that, the FedEx would also help you move your packages, move your items with complete ease. right? And this is what they're showing through this particular ad that they have come up with. And now have a look at this. Now this is Bharat Matrimony. You know about all these services already. Some of you are already in the marriageable age, so you might also be making use of these services. But now please understand, have a look at the picture that they've shown. Now this is a mobile phone, right? And this person here, this portion of this person looks like a bridegroom, and this one looks like a bride. When you look at the posterior portion, the portion at the back, this guy is dressed, these are the two same guys, and here he is dressed in casuals, and here he is dressed in a wedding attire. Likewise, this lady dressed in a wedding attire here, and here she is dressed in casual. So what they're trying to signify is that you, when you use Bharat Matrimony service using your mobile phone, you start using it as a layman who wants to get married. You are a lay person and you want to get married, and when you use your mobile and use this particular service, after that you transform into a bridegroom, or in case of females into a bride. So how cleverly they have depicted what they are offering to the customers, right? Second thing that you have to take care of is to advertise for internal customers. Who are your internal customers? You know about the external customers. We have never talked about internal customers, and we'll be talking about them when we discuss people aspect also of the 7P in the coming lectures. But who are the internal customers? Your own employees. Now take an example of a restaurant. The waiter who is there in your restaurant, he is your internal customer, and suppose he is not happy because you are not paying him well, or because you have not treated him well, or because you have scolded him in the morning, he may not be able to, or he may not want to be very welcoming to the guests who are coming to the restaurant for the dinner or the lunch. He may not welcome them, he may not greet them cheerfully, and ultimately it would impact your service quality, because we have seen in case of restaurants, it's not only the meal, it's also how you are being served the meal, how polite is the waiter. That also impacts the quality of the service or the perception of service quality of the restaurant. So since your employee is not happy, he is not going to greet the customer, greet the incoming guest, and the guest may not feel that the service has been of appropriate quality, and he would probably want to switch to some other restaurant in the next instance. Is that fine? So it's very, very important for you to also ensure that your internal customers are in a happy state of mind. They are happy and satisfied. They do not have any grouse, because then only they would be able to cheerfully serve the customers. So that is why internal marketing is very, very important here. Remember the term internal customers and internal marketing. And then you need to encourage the word of mouth. You know already what word of mouth means, right? So you don't have to rely. It's in a way free of cost also, because those customers who are satisfied with your service, they are going to talk about that service when they interact with their friends or relatives, and they're going to talk about highly about your service, and this will induce the other people, their friends or their family members, to buy your service. So word of mouth is very, very important nowadays, right? And to make it happen, though it can happen, it has to happen on its own, but you can also speed up this word of mouth also by incentivizing the clients, the customers who have already purchased your service, who have already consumed your service, and they are happy and satisfied with the service. You can encourage them to share their feelings. You can encourage them to refer your brand, your company, to other prospective customers. Fine. This is something that you can do on your own. Invite clients to provide feedback. So many a times now, this careernu.com, I've taken it up. You can go to this particular website also. So they basically do what? They basically provide some kind of recruitment service, wherein if the customer, those people who are working already, they can take their services. Suppose I am working in Pithoragarh and I want to relocate to Haldwani, so I can take their service and they will look for a job for me in Haldwani, right? Fine. So they provide these kind of services, and here they have given us testimonials specifically for doctors. So those doctors who have made use of their services, they have provided their testimonials. And what is the meaning of a testimonial? Testimonial is something that has been provided by a customer is satisfied. So he tells how happy he is with the service, and these testimonials influence the other customers, right? And what has this lady written in the testimonial? Just a phone call, and they gave me multiple hospital options and helped me choose the best, which means she must have been looking for a job. She is a gynecologist and must have been looking for a job in a location which she prefers, and she called up careernu.com, and then she got a number of options, and so it was easier for her to switch. And now this is the doctor's testimony. This is Dr. Varsha Arya's testimony, this part. Now what will happen when the other customers see this? They would be impressed and they would start believing that this particular company, careernu, is providing good quality service, and they might also want to take their services. So this is how word of mouth helps you increase your customer base and helps you attract more customers, more clients. And that is why you can go for such word of mouth. You should encourage such word of mouth, and you can provide such platforms wherein the satisfied customers can write their testimonials, right? And under promise. Now this is something that we can also say is exactly true for marketing management also. It's not only with service marketing but also with marketing of goods. Under promise, over deliver. Promise less, deliver more. There would be customers who would be satisfied. On the other hand, if you promise more and deliver less, the customers would not be satisfied. They would be dissatisfied. So the key is to promise much less than what you can offer, and then try and beat the expectation of the customers, right? Now let's talk about all the 5 tools one by one. Advertising. Have a look at this. The Family Man. You must have seen this particular OTT show now on Prime Video. So they have advertised it here. The Family Man. 50 million plus views. So what they're basically saying is already 5 crore views. Yani 5 crore times this particular series has been watched. So if you're not watching it, there's something wrong with you. You are missing out on something very important, which 5 crore other viewers liked. So you should come and watch it. Have a look at this. Apollo Hospital. Now here is a doctor talking to his customer, who is talking to his patient, and the patient is basically, see, thank you doctor. So the patient is basically thanking the doctor for good quality of service provided to her. Maybe it's some kind of operative procedure, or maybe some other kind of consultancy that the doctor has provided, and she is really satisfied, and she is saying thank you doctor. Touch of hope and words of wisdom. Fine. And now you can understand that Apollo is trying to tell you basically that if you come here, you would be satisfied as a patient. Dish TV. Wish karo, dish karo. Direct to home services. You know that in India there are 6 major players in direct to home service. Dish TV is one, Reliance is the other, D2H is another. So there are 6 players in this particular market, and this is one of these ads, and this has Shah Rukh Khan as a protagonist, playing a protagonist here. Wish karo, dish karo. So whatever you wish, the same kind of serials, also same kind of entertainment you can watch. And have a look at here. Ola. I hope you know what Ola is. Ola, they provide car rental services. You can rent a car. Earlier they were providing only in few places, but now if you want to come from Delhi to Pithoragarh also, and you want to book a cab, book a taxi, that kind of service is also provided to Ola. So now they are providing their services across cities, from one city to the other. Earlier they were only operating in particular cities. And what are they saying? 10 reasons to choose Ola. And number 9th reason is, we take the stress out of traveling. We drive you safely, so you do not need to worry about your safety. Our driver will ensure that you are absolutely safe in the journey, so there are no accidents, and he would be driving very carefully. So this is one thing that will reassure the customer, and he would want to hire the Ola cabs. Then let's talk about sales promotion. I hope you know what sales promotions are. And within sales promotion, we have consumer promotions, which are actually focused on the end customers, while we have trade promotions, which are focused on the intermediaries. Now have a look at this. Time. They provide coaching for banks and management entrance. And now what have they done? Please understand. They are allowing you to write a free all India mock test. So a free trial kind of stuff they are providing you. You can try their mock test free of cost on 22nd of July. It was last year's ad actually, right? So they're providing you an opportunity to test the service before you actually subscribe to Time or before you actually pay them and buy their services. You can avail their service, you can have a flavor of their service by writing the mock, by participating in the mock CAT on this particular date. So this will give you a flavor of the service that you can expect from Time once you buy their regular package. Fine. So this is an example of sales promotion. You may call this a free gift, a free trial rather, wherein you can try the service before you actually buy the service. You can try their service, you can try their free mock tests. Then we have IELTS, right? And what are they saying? Group discount available. Have a look at this. This is the most important aspect. Rest you can pause the video and have a look at on your own. Now group discount means if 2 or 3 people they want to join IELTS, then in that case the whole group would get a discount. So if you are coming alone, you may not get a discount, but if you are bringing along your friends also and you are coming in a group, in that case you will be given a discount. So this is an example of a bulk discount, volume discount, right? Then let's talk of Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime does provide you 30-day free subscription, so you can try it for 30 days and you don't have to pay anything, and once you are hooked to Amazon Prime, then you can buy the service, then you can start paying for Amazon Prime services, right? So 30-day free trial they provide. This another is an example of a free trial. And then VLCC, get 50% off. This is an example of a warranty. Again, this is part of sales promotion only, right? Get 50% off on weight loss. And what are they saying? They are saying that in case you are able to lose weight, right, then what will happen? We would charge you only 50% of the money. And this is serving two ends basically. Number one, you are enticing the customer into buying your service by offering a 50% discount. And second, if the customer wants discount, he or she would want to lose weight, and if she or he loses weight, then it in itself would be a good advertisement for you that your customer has come and she has been able to lose weight. And who knows, this customer, once she is satisfied, she might also spread a good word of mouth. So this particular sales promotion idea is basically serving two objectives, right? Again, they are also making use of free coupon, right? So they are also providing free coupons. Now please understand, I made a slight mistake when I said this is an example of a warranty. This is not an example of warranty, but if you would recall, in earlier lectures I talked about a particular educational services online, and nowadays you see the advertisement for those education services. Amir Khan is the main protagonist in that particular ad, and they are saying that if you are not able to improve, if the children don't improve, the child doesn't improve, his marks, his grades don't improve, then we would be reimbursing the money. So that is an example of a warranty, right? Now let's talk about the third tool, direct marketing. Now, how many of you have received this kind of a message on your mobile phone? Welcome to Airtel new offers. You dial a particular number and you'll get this kind of information. So whatever you want to do, you can do. There is no intermediary involved and you are actually dealing directly with Airtel basically. If you want to choose data pack, you can do that. You have to, supposing this person wants to choose SMS pack, so he has actually punched in 3, right? And then he can buy the SMS pack from here only. So this is an example of direct marketing. There is no intermediary between Airtel and the customer, end customer. Now again, Government of India also indulges in direct marketing. This is an intimation that I have received from the, have a look at this, Centralized Processing Center at Bengaluru. This is basically the income tax department, and they have provided me a refund for my income tax return in the financial year 2019-20, and they are providing me this particular information. Now there is no intermediary involved between me and the tax authorities, so that is why this is an example of direct marketing, and this gives you also an idea that government also does direct marketing. Have a look at this. You know about this particular ad. This is an example of direct marketing by our department. We send in these ads directly to the WhatsApp number of the prospective candidates, and then many a times we receive response also. So this is example of direct marketing. Now let's move on to personal selling. Personal selling, I hope you know, your representative, sales representative, goes to the customer and then tries to sell off the product. It could be a good, it could be a service, right? So the salesperson actually makes the sales pitch in front of the customer, right? Now generally this happens with B2B kind of a situation wherein the seller is also a business and buyer is also business. Have a look at these examples which have been shown here, right? Now worldwide coordination, if you want coordination worldwide and you do not have the resources, suppose you want to coordinate with customers or your suppliers across the world and you are a company based in India but you do not have resources, so you will hire these people who provide these coordination services. Fine. Again, you want to take the payment from the customer not in cash but through online transaction, right? But you do not have the technology, you do not know how to set up your own website or maybe how to enable these kind of online payment platforms. Then what you can do is you can make use of these kind of services. You want to market your product, you are a small company but you do not have a marketing department. What do? You outsource this to a company which provides marketing services. Fine. Again, you do not have a software and you want your company to run using a software. You can buy that software and the associated services from a company outside. So that again would be an example of personal selling as far as B2B is concerned. Again, it's not as if personal selling is only using B2B. Many a times in B2C, that is business to customer, also we make use of personal selling. And I think you would have come across at least some LIC agents who try to sell individual policies on behalf of LIC to you. Right now, this guy here is Mr. Rakesh Kumar Verma. He's an LIC agent. He's not an employee of LIC. He's just representing LIC as an agent. And he has come up with this ad. And basically, this ad shows that this guy is actually indulging in personal selling for LIC. So he would be dealing directly with the customer and would be trying to sell the policy to the customer. Fine. Again, have a look at the brand, the logo here, and again look at the picture here. So they are protective of whatever property you have, what your life, right? And this is what is being shown here by this particular illustration. Now let's move on to the fifth tool, public relation and publicity. I hope you know that publicity is free of cost, right? Now, what do we mean by public relation? Public relation is you are trying to be in constant touch with the public, which might include your supplier, your customers, your end customers, the government, the regulatory agencies. That is an example of public relation. Have a look at this. Airtel's used to sponsor, and they've sponsored it on 29 November 2020, this Delhi Half Marathon which was held there. So this is an example of public relation, right? What about this? Why have I taken up this picture? Because I'm a fan of these players? No, not because of this, but because I want to show you that they are being sponsored by Baiju, right? So Baiju's have sponsored them, and this again is basically an exercise in public relation. Just by sponsoring the Indian team, you are able to propagate your brand name. People will get to know about Baiju. And let's have a look at publicity now. Now, publicity is slightly different in the sense that it does not cost you much. And here is what you can see. This is Amir Khan. You would probably be able to recognize here also it is Amir Khan. This is the publicity gimmick that he used when he was about to release his movie Ghazni. And this is the gimmick that he used when the movie Three Idiots was about to get released. So this is an example of publicity. Fine. Herein he is trying to do a particular kind of styling, the way he had used for his get-up in Ghazni movie. And here he is basically interacting with people, not letting them know initially as to who he is, coming up in a slightly different avatar. And then once the people get to know him, and then he discloses his identity and captures the emotions of the people. So these are all publicity stunts. It does not cost much, and it creates a lot of publicity, and it helps customers to know about you, right? So today we have completed our discussion on the fourth P, promotion, and tomorrow we are going to move on to the fifth P. Thank you very much for your time.